The total number of teachers worldwide increased by 50% between the year 2000 and 2019, from 60 million to 94 million teachers. To reach the universal primary and secondary education by 2030, 69 million more teachers are needed. That is 24 million for primary education and 44 million for secondary education. Now, teacher shortages are most acute in South Saharan Africa, where 70% of countries face shortages at primary level and 90% of countries at secondary level. So, who am I and why am I telling you this? My name is Ngugi from Skizaa, a platform that connects teachers and facilitates upskilling of educators globally. So, how can we compare teacher training internationally? Now, different countries have different paths for a teacher to become, or rather to acquire, the minimum training requirements. Now, these paths can be compared by looking at 1, the level at which teachers are trained, 2, the duration of years in academic study, and 3, the duration of teacher training. Now, let me show you the difference. 1, the number of years combined education and teacher training required to become a primary teacher in Niger is 12 years, whereas in Brazil it is 18 years, with teachers training program for 2 years in Niger and 4 years in Brazil. Now, a few sub-Saharan African countries meet the teacher training standards set out by the AU, or rather the African Union, for entry into primary education. For example, in Burundi, Cameroon, Niger, and Tanzania, upper secondary vocational teacher training programs begin after completion of lower secondary education. In Tanzania, due to teacher shortages, diploma trainees study in college for 1 year and spend the second year in school as a part of teaching practice, presenting a challenge for the effectiveness of supervision. In Cambodia, primary teachers have 14 years education, where 12 years is spent in primary and secondary school, and then 2 years is spent in a vocational training, or rather teachers training.
While the world celebrates Literacy Day today, many children in Cambodia are struggling to get basic education. The country is still recovering after years of civil wars and a massive destruction of the education system by the Khmer Rouge.
This is really challenging because the entire education is started from scratch again.
In Brazil, despite standards in the National Education Plan requiring completion of 18 years of general and teacher education to teach at the primary level, teacher training continues to be offered by upper secondary vocation programs because of challenges to provide adequate places at the tertiary level. Teacher leadership thrives in a school culture characterized by trust, collective responsibility for learning, recognition, autonomy to solve problems, and support for teachers' professional development. School leaders have a vital role in creating these conditions. Through a combination of training and professional learning communities, Skizaa aims to build the capacity of school leaders to create and nurture distributed leadership across the school ecosystem. Statistics tells us that for us to acquire or reach the global standards of education, or rather the universal standards of education, we need 60 million more teachers. Now at Skizaa, we would like to plug into this ecosystem and facilitate the professional development of teachers globally, and especially addressing the education gap between the global south and the global north, and creating an ecosystem where teachers can interact freely and actually democratize knowledge such that every child, no matter where you are, independent or regardless of your economic or social status background, you have access of quality education. And so we want to plug into that, equip teachers with relevant skills and put them on a global standard. Now watch this space for really exciting developments and events that we're planning for teachers. Stay updated on LinkedIn, and also you can look at our website www.skizaa.com, LinkedIn, Skizaa community, and the same goes for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So thank you very much, and hoping forward to interact with you soon. Namaste.